challenges, and prospects. That was the letter I was given by the publisher of Fabulous International Magazine to present the paper on. Having said that, I will first and foremost congratulate our dear sister, the editor-in-chief of Fabulous International, and the person of Madam J. Samo, for putting this together. I will please appreciate that. I equally want to congratulate each and every one of us here present for finding this event worthy of awareness. Also, I want to use this platform to encourage our sister, the editor-in-chief, to keep her spirits high and not to be doubtful in spite of the low turnout. She has said it in her speech, which is quite encouraging. Thank you very much. Building a formidable nation by preserving a drug-free society. Can we get it? And the challenges and prospects. Permit me to waive all the protocols because of time. Because much has been said about that, so that we go straight into the point. Drugs are substances which could either be beneficial to the body, but at the same time, it could be harmful if wrongly administered or illegally used. So when we have drugs, we should clarify it. The antibiotics we often take, the paracetamol, they are drugs, but we use them for specific purposes to treat a particular ailment or the other, and we call them drugs. So when you use them rightly, they become beneficial to heal the body, and we get to it. But when we adversely use these drugs illegally, that is, or we abuse it, that is when it becomes something else. And the area we want to delve into is when these drugs are being illegally used or abused, that becomes harmful to our body, that makes some of our youth to be liability rather than being an asset. As we are all aware, our youth are more vulnerable to the harmful effect of illegal use of substances, making them to be more liable, to be more of a liability with a bleak picture to their parents, society, and to themselves, rather than being an asset to the future towards building a sustainable nation. What is drug itself? According to WHO, the World Health Organization defines drugs abuse as compulsive pattern, which simply means something irresistible, something that gave us urge, something that you keep wanting to have, in spite of knowing how injurious this would be to the body system, with so many recurrence and consequences on our social, work, or academic life. Drugs are majorly classified into three. And the three major ways in which drugs are classified according to World Health Organizations are: 1, stimulant; 2, depressant; And the third one, hallucinogen. The first one is stimulant. From the word stimulant, we already know that this is what stimulates the body. And under these types of drugs that are stimulants, these are drugs that, when taken, it makes the victims to go high. Not only high, it makes the victim to go wide with dangerous behavior. And the saying goes in Yoruba, some will say, Ojú lásán kò ṣe ya wèrè. Likewise, into crime and criminality. The research has shown that most of the people that find themselves in one crime or the other do engage in drugs that will stimulate them before going into such act. Because there are some things that logically you can't do it. Logically you can't engage in such act. But by the time you engage in some of these drugs that have been classified as stimulants, then the victim becomes a different individual. The eyes were closed, the beast in him comes out and is able to do anything without recourse to his senses. So these are drugs under stimulants. Because professionally, we have been told not to mention names in order to encourage people, but rather classify them under these categories. They are drugs, by virtue of what I've said, that we know that, this falls under the category of stimulants that makes one go high, go wide, and changes their behavior. Then the second one is depressant. Drugs under these categories of depressant are the ones that have direct effects. Substances that reduces the functional nervous system. Drugs under the depressant categories is more or less the opposite of the first one that we said, which is stimulant. Depressant will make the victims to go down. The victims won't go wide, but will become excessively so dull. And on the street, you will hear these lines that like an idiot. If you turn the person to an idiot completely for hours, for days, before the victim can come out of such. Those are drugs within the categories of depressants. And I also want to tell us that most of us know that alcoholism is equally drugs. But more often than not, you see youth, especially early in the morning, engage in these acts. And they drink to stupor. Very hard drinks with high volumes of alcoholic content. And before you know it, they become something else. When you see people falling into gutters, can't find their ways, you know that something has gone wrong somewhere. So drug is not about the so-called what you sniff or what. It's about what you consume too. In terms of liquid substances, we've seen series of cases that you mix cannabis sativas with a lot of drinks to make vegetables. There are instances sometimes in Abuja, like the case was recorded that drugs were mixed with cake, cookies for school children. I don't know if some of us are aware of that.
Yes.
So you can see, So you can see the extent of which drug has gone. So it goes beyond when you see someone puffing out smokes here. No. So we should be very, very careful as parents. And the third one is hallucinogens. from the word hallucination. Musicians, entertainers do engage in this act because they believe from these drugs that fall under this category, they get inspiration from this type. Oh, not until I take this and I go back, there's some spirit will bring what I'm going through. If you are following them, you will be hearing some of these things. Oh, I can't perform without taking XYZ. Without XYZ, oh, I will not be inspired. The spirit of music will not come into me. So these are fake. When it comes to that, it's more or less just another perception, as it were. So these are the three major types of classification of drug. Stimulant that makes you go high, changes your behavior, and make you go wide. Depressant reduces everything and turn the victims into, I want to use the word idiot.
Moron.
And the third one is the one we just mentioned. Having said that, I don't know if you are aware that within a neighborhood now, there are youths that always cluster. Some will call them Omadugo. They belong to the landlords, children, and what have you. They always cluster in one area or the other, one corner, because their fathers have been the landlords in such area for years, for ages, so they are Omadugo. They are untouchable. And the main thing for these, their grouping, is to engage in drugs. I want us to take cognizance of this in our various environments. It's not about a Mushin affair or a Olosh affair. Very civilized areas too. You see them in clusters. You want to say anything? Never go home. Our Baba wanted Wami since the 18th century and all that. So we must be watchful of this. However, as regards to our topic, the effects of drugs on our youth. As we have said, we always say that youth are the future of any nation. But with this kind of youth, do we really have a future? Because the youth are the ones that dominate almost 70% of any population. And when you are having youth that engages in drugs and what have you, then how certain are the future for this youth? The youth that supposedly ought to be the asset of the nation. But as time goes on, they are more or less in liabilities to their parents, to themselves, and to the nation at large. You may recall that recently we have a case of a very young and promising boy in the field of entertainment that passed on. And upon several investigations, one of the major things that was attached to his death is drug. If you don't do drug, you are not popular. If you don't do drug, you are not civilized. These are what our youth engage on. I don't want to mention a name of a particular musician or artist. That even because of his negative influence, or rather his fame, a lot of youth choose him to be the ambassador. And when you are going on the street, oh, are you from Mali? Just for me so that I will not be as if I'm trying to scandalize a particular name. Are you from Mali? So no. Or if you are not from Mali, that means you are not socialized. That means you don't belong. They have a special way of dressing with their trouser at the lower part of their bottoms, with their heads in a particular style, and what have you. These are people that our promising you to choose as their own ambassador. And when you choose that kind of a person as your role model, as your ambassador, then what do you expect? Definitely, you don't expect anything good or anything tangible as regards the future of you. So as parents, we must be very, very observant. One of the major problems has to do with the parental care, parental guidance. The value system has been lost, and the parental care and guidance is no more there in the name of looking for money, the name of survival every now and then. And peer group is one of the major things that influences even the innocent child. I recall some time ago, there was a news at Ikorodu with secondary school students. Female at that time engaged in drugs during their free time. It was all over internet at that particular time. Going forward, the challenges. Building a drug-free nation for the youth is a commendable goal, but it comes with several challenges. However, with proper strategies and commitment, there are prospects for success, and here are some of the challenges that we need to quickly run down. 1. Availability and accessibility of drugs. This is one of the major challenges we are facing as a nation towards curbing or fighting the war against drug consumption. Availability and accessibility. Unlike in those days, that before you can see any drugs, it's very, very hard. But now, they are easily accessible. To the extent that a primary school student has access to drugs. The primary school student knows where drugs are being traded. The senior ones will give them money to go and get those drugs, just as if you want to go and buy Tom. And when you introduce the younger ones to that act of you send them a message to get you a particular drug, from there, you introduce them into such acts. That's why we see younger ones engage in drugs. So it's so common. It's easily accessible. And the control is very, very minimal. So this is one of the fundamental problems and the major challenges of drugs, particularly in our nation as at today. Peer pressure and influence. Some of these challenges are what we as parents need to watch out for, and in our own way, we should try as much as possible to find a way of preventing some of these things so that, God forbid, our world will not mix up with these victims or become a drug victim. Peer pressure and influence. In the name of socialization, in the name of I want to belong, I want to flex, a lot of youth found themselves in this drug issue. So we must be watchful of who become a friend to our world. So peer pressure is very, very critical as one of the major challenges of drug abuse, which is common among the youth. The third one, lack of awareness and prevention programs. More often than not, everything is being put on the doorstep of the government. Just like teaching. We as parents, we believe when we send our words to school, the school should take total responsibility of raising up that child. Oh, I've said this one. It's their responsibility to train the child, not knowing that the better part of the training should come from us as parents. So there is need for us to be closer to them, to create awareness, our home, to create awareness, to mentor them and tutor them on the effects of drugs, so that it will be so difficult for them to yield to any peer pressure from outside. And the fourth one, addiction and treatment. This is when it has gone to a very high level. Because professionally, there is a difference between drug abuse and drug addiction. At the stage of drug abuse, it's like someone who is having a migraine, for example. If you are addicted to some certain drugs, like caffeine, each time you have that headache strikes you, and let me just take a small rest and allow my brain to get settled. You reach out to that drug. Caffeine. Caffeine. This. So that is without the prescription of the doctor. So you are abusing such drugs. There are some that you don't even need to take. Your body system just need to relax for a while. Now you'll be fine. But since you believe that without these drugs I cannot survive, anything you reach out to that drug, that means you are abusing that drug. I want to take us to the difference between drug abuse and drug addiction. So that one is an abuse. Continuous taking of a particular drug over time. Thinking without that drug you cannot survive. Instead of taking one, you want to take two. That's it. When it comes to an addiction, which is the higher version, addiction is without it, there is no life. Without taking a particular stimulant, there is no life. Without living this, there is no that drugs does not fit. Strengthening support system. Developing strong support system is crucial. This includes providing counseling services, support groups, rehabilitation centers for individuals struggling with addiction. Law enforcement and regulation, strengthening law enforcement. Strengthening law enforcement effort to prevent drugs trafficking and implementing stringent regulations can help control the availability of drugs, making it hard for the youth to accept them. We only have one as a president in Nigeria now, which is Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. How strong are these agencies towards curbing the war against drugs? We've seen cases whereby you only lay your hands on.
You're not walking away, you still stand because there's something to be done very quickly. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. You will respond, but just hold the first. We'll get others to join you on this platform. Thank you, please. That invites Honorable Dr. Mutiu Alade from Lagos Island to please join us here. Please join us together for Oga. Honorable Dr. Muibi Alade, please your hands together for him once again. Thank you so much. Please let me invite a gentleman in the designer blue suit. Please, okay, can you please join us? Thank you so much. Please your hands together for him. Let's also invite the beautiful, supreme, fabulous Navicom investment, please. Supreme Beauty, Navicom Investments. Stand by. We're going to do something amazing right now. We have nine amazing bags being built, and we just have 4 participants now. We need, okay, let me invite you. We're not done yet. Please turn around. Madam, can we please have you? Thank you. Please just here for us.
Shift this a little bit back to the back, if it's possible.
Okay, we have 5, but not good enough. It's still not the same.
After the picture.
Okay, you just want to say that picture first. Because this is what we're doing. All right, please. Can you all right. You might be wondering, what are we up to? You might be wondering, what are we up to? We're not done yet. This is the reason why we brought you here. And, all right, DJ, thank you. So that you can hear me loud and clear. Distinguished guests, our ladies, friends, brothers, sisters, lovers of good things. This is an annual event, and every year, Fabulous International Magazine comes out with amazing, distinct difference from the previous one. And you see, we do this for people who have distinguished themselves in the chosen profession. And like we say, we don't expect foreigners to make the difference we want in our countries and the changes we make. We must change the narratives. And so in changing the narrative, we must bring local content before the world to see. And this is exactly what we're doing. This is one platform, Fabulous International Magazine, that is giving hope to a generation of people who are intestinal. But today, a lot of them are beginning to see new dreams, new hope, new aspirations, and new things to pursue. And today I want to show you, even as you do this for us, for humanity, more lives will be touched, and they will also move to the next level. And isn't it a beautiful thing for people to look back and say, because of what you did today, someone somewhere in one corner is able to smile. And that is the essence why we live, so that we can touch lives. For those of us that God has blessed, we should be able to touch the lives of others. So time is of essence. I would advise that we pick one of the bags before us, because we're going to do something as you did. So photographs, take the shot as the first man with suit takes the first bag. Please your hands together for him as he does that. Just one. All right. Thank you so very much, the lady, the gentleman, the man, so the beautiful lady. Fabulous, is anybody you want to call? We still have about 4 bags left. Yeah, please help us. We must exhaust this. This is the essence. While we guided there. Okay, turn it at your chest level. Okay, mommy. Please just get for sweet mommy. You know, the good thing about today's event is even when you get home, your kids can take them back from school and tell them my mom was at a fabulous event, my dad was at a fabulous event. Well, thinking innovation comes. This is Romeo. Wow. table helps to bring you the services. This is more cool. Wow. Supreme Beauty Services. Wow. Supreme. Wow. Wow. I see Christmas already.
Wow.
Supreme Beauty Services. Wow. Big your hands together. Great.
Thank you, Hoss. God bless you. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, Lady Fabulous. Congratulations. How do you feel today? Speak loud. How do you speak?
Yes, I am just too happy. And I so much appreciate God for a day like this. Yes, we plan, but God executes. He has done this for me today. I'm so grateful to Him, and I appreciate Him. And I thank everybody that are honored today to be here, seated, to be glorified by all we are doing. Fabulous International Tour Award is only promoting good minds, mind of gold, a heart that is ready to help, to innovate, to give a part, a show way to humanity. These are people who celebrate. These are people who want to ask God to always honor them more, for them to see reason to touch humanity. It is a gift and a grace from God.